Welcome to Geek on Film with your host, Robbie Holmes. Hey there, folks. This is an action-packed episode of Geek on Film. I'm the geek, Robbie, and we're going to jump right into the films. The main review today will be of The Complete Unknown, and then we'll talk about 3 other films. First, we're going to talk about I'm Still Here. So our friends over at IMDb have this film. The synopsis is: a mother is forced to reinvent herself when her family's life is shattered by an act of arbitrary violence during the tightening grip of a military dictatorship in Brazil in 1971. This movie is written by Marolo Hauser, Heitor Lorego, and Marcelo Rubens Pava. It's directed by Walter Salas. It's starring Fernando Torres as Eunice, Selton Mello as Rubens, and many, many other people who play many incarnations of their kids. So the movie takes place and jumps through time. It starts in 1971. It jumps back to 1995. Then it jumps into the future. So we get to see multiple incarnations of this family. I will say it's really moving. My review of it over on Letterboxd is that it's 4 stars. It's a bit slow, but the film is fantastic. Fernando Torres, the cinematography, production design, and directing are all great. So there's lots of use of like family footage. One of the children has a camera that they take film with, and they shoot what's going on often, and that is sometimes used as like interstitials, or it's being used to show what's happening in a specific moment when the words don't matter, because it's usually just has the score at that point. But the father of this family, Rubens, who's played by Selton Mello, is abducted by the military dictatorship, and the family is left holding his wife. Eunice is left in the house with most of her children. One is moved to London to see how things are going there as she's about to go to college. But Eunice is left, and then the next day they come back and they take Eunice and they take one of her older daughters. And then from there, the movie really goes into a completely different position. So it's based on a real life story. So this is something that actually happened. I don't really want to spoil the whole film for you, but I think the reality of this movie is Fernando Torres has earned that spot at the table in the Oscars this year. Very lucky to have had someone shine a spotlight on this. I'm so glad she was nominated for a Golden Globe, which I think really helped the feeling of this film getting recognition. So you should check it out. It's a little bit long. It's like 2 hours and 17 minutes. And it's leisurely. The pace of the movie, I would say, is leisurely at the beginning. The first like 35, 40 minutes is pretty much just a slice of life family. But you have a lot of characters to juggle here. There's a lot of subplots that you're seeing just the edges of. So I would say, like, be ready to sit down and really focus on what's going on, because what you learn in that first 30 to 40 minutes is really important. It was great. You should go see it. It's still in theaters, so go see that. Okay, second movie I'm going to talk about is The Girl with the Needle. This is written by Leen Langbeck Knudsen and Magnus von Horn, and directed by Magnus von Horn. IMDb has the synopsis as: Copenhagen, 1919. A young worker finds herself unemployed and pregnant. She meets Dagmar and runs an underground adoption agency. A strong connection grows, but her world shatters when she stumbles on the shocking truth behind her work. This movie is punishing. My review is, I gave it 3.5 stars. Could not give it a heart. I said, a truly sad and rough movie. It's my top line. And I said, I wrote that probably about an hour into the movie. And I came back and said, the cinematography and the production design are amazing, as well as the performances. But the punishing nature of the script really is holding me back. This movie is dark and bleak, and I'm not sure I can suggest it. It's currently on Mubi. It just dropped on Mubi the other day. I am trying really hard to catch everything for this year's Oscars. I really was moved by this movie. I even though it was brutal and destructive and hurt me in my soul, I was able to stick with it and get through it. I don't know. I don't know. This movie really wrecked me. Vic Carmen Sohn plays Caroline. She's the main character who is the titular girl with the needle. The woman who meets her as she's at one of the lowest points of her life is played by Trine Darlholm, who plays Dagmar. Caroline's husband, who has been away in the Great War. Peter returns at one point, and he's been disfigured. It's a really rough movie. Watch at your own risk is the way I would put it. I think somebody claimed in one of the reviews I read that this is the best movie I never want to see again, and I can see why. It's pretty rough. Okay, we're going to jump into the third film. This was an exciting one for me. I'm a big Soderbergh fan, so we're going to be talking about Presence. The synopsis or storyline of this movie is a family is convinced that they are not alone after moving into their new home in the suburbs. The family is Lucy Liu, who plays the mother, Rebecca. Her husband is Chris. He's played by Chris Sullivan. Kalina Lang is plays Chloe, one of the children. And then Eddie Medei plays Tyler. There's another character that's pretty important to all of this, and that's Wes Mulholland playing Ryan. And Julia Fox plays Cece, who is the real estate agent who shows them the house. So this movie was written by David Cope. David Cope is a very important screenwriter. He's I think released, he's been part of 40 scripts that have gone live across television and film. Big movies, stuff that you're really interested in, all the way back to Jurassic Park. So his early movies are Apartment Zero, Why Me, Dark Angel, Big Bad Influence, Toy Soldiers, Death Becomes Her, Jurassic Park, Carlito's Way. So this is an important writer, and he and Soderbergh have worked together before. So it's written by David Cope and it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. I saw this movie at a preview showing. I really loved it. My rating of it over on Letterboxd is 4 stars, of course, with the heart. I'm really pumped about this movie. It's smart, a bit creepy, and a taut supernatural thriller. The film had me engaged from the opening frame, and I felt in a short time that we knew the family members. Go see it. Don't read about it or have the film spoiled for you beforehand. There's some stereotypical parenting problems that I think this script runs up against, but that's, I think, partially because of how taut and quick the movie is. Lucy Liu's playing Rebecca, who's like a sort of tough as nails, domineering mother who cares more about her son, who's also an alpha. And then there's Chris, who's the father, who cares, is more emotional and more caring. And he is very concerned about Chloe. Chloe is very much in a state of disaster. Two of her friends have died of fentanyl poisoning. And then her brother Tyler is sort of this, alpha personality who is truly disgusting. He's a really annoying person who's bad to her. He's bad to people around him. So, they move to this new house. Tyler becomes friends with like a local boy named Ryan, who's played by Wes Mulholland. And that leads to Ryan getting to know Chloe, and that goes down a whole rabbit hole. So I don't want to spoil this film for you. It's really a truly amazing experience. Try to see it in a theater if you can, because I don't know that you're going to have a better experience in 85 minutes in the theater this year. This is my first favorite film of 2025. We'll see how long it lasts in that top spot. But so far, so good for 2025. There's some really great and affecting moments in this movie that I think being in a room that is pitch black and having your entire focus on the film screen is going to help you. Okay, so we're going to jump into the main review of A Complete Unknown. Our friends at IMDb have the summary for this film as New York, 1961, an unknown 19-year-old named Bob Dylan arrives with his revolutionary talent. He forges relationships with music icons of Greenwich Village on his meteoric rise, culminating in a performance that reverberates worldwide. So this movie was written by James Mangold, Jay Cox, and Elijah Wald, and it was directed by James Mangold. In this movie, we have Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan, Ed Norton as Pete Seeger, Elle Fanning playing Sylvie Russo, Monica Barbaro playing Joan Baez, Joe Tippett playing Dave Von Ronk, uh, Ariko Hatsune playing Toshi Seeger. It's a really good one. We have Scoop McNairy playing Woody Guthrie. Just an amazing use of people and casting. So much fun. This movie was a blast. My review of it over on Letterboxd is 4 stars with a heart. I think that we have a possible best actor and best supporting actor here, but the competition is stiff. Kieran Culkin in supporting and Adrian Brody in lead. I guess I'm tipping my hand as to where I think things are going. But maybe best picture and best adapted screenplay nominations. So I think I did pretty well on my prognostication back in December when I saw this. I saw this on Christmas Day with my mother-in-law and my wife. So it was a really fun experience to see it with the two of them. And I did nail the best adapted screenplay. So go me. I think that this movie is a lot stronger than it appears, or it appeared a while ago to me. I wasn't sure what to think about it. And I think that Timothy Chalamet is inhabiting and living into who Bob Dylan was in this movie is pretty impressive. I think his ability to pull off a character that we all know and all have seen some version of them, and you have to reinvent that and you have to see how it came to be. I think this movie is really interesting. I've listened to a lot of reviews and podcasts talking about it, and I will say that I think the title, the yes, it's a line from a song, but I think the big thing that we're seeing here is that even to the people who knew him best, I think Bob is trying to be the complete unknown. He is trying so hard to just be what he's projecting, which is cool and calm and music. And I don't think this movie is going in with the intention of teaching you all about Bob Dylan. I think there's been a lot of books, there's been a lot of documentaries about this time period that leads up to the electric performance at the folk festival. Reality is we see amazing talent on display across the board here. Timothy is amazing as Bob Dylan. Edward Norton was fantastic as Pete Seeger, embodying the sort of soft, quiet strength that Pete Seeger brings to the table. Elle Fanning as Sylvie Russo is she's effervescent, and you can see how enamored she is with Bob from the moment she sees him. And Joan Baez being embodied by Monica Barbaro is pretty amazing. I think that was the biggest surprise for me as far as the Oscar nominations. I think Monica Barbaro is fantastic. I think she pulls off a really improbable turn to make you forget who Joan Baez is and believe that she's embodying this person, and also pull off the songs and singing herself. And it's really, truly an impressive performance. But I didn't think the Academy would go that way. So I'm going to leave it there. I would say the final act is pretty impressive. I think what we see is sort of slightly fictionalized from what actually happened. But I think we're left with this idea that even Bob's not sure with his final performance what he's leaving the audience with. So that's why I think they go back and he plays an acoustic song at the end. It's an impressive movie. There's no arguments here for me. I think this is one of the probably top 10 films of this year. I don't know that I would put it, it'd be very close for me. But overall, I think well deserving of a lot of the nominations. I think Timothy Chalamet is probably the only person that could give Adrian Brody a run for his money this year. Edward Norton as Pete Seeger is a really interesting one. I am not sure where that's going to land. I don't think we're going to see him walk away with that trophy. You got so many amazing people nominated in that category. You've got Yura Borisov or Nora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. It's truly any one of them could win and you would feel good about it. And that's where I think that's what this is up against. I think the same thing could be said for most of what's going on in Best Supporting Actress. I think Ariana Grande really is sort of the co-lead of Wicked, and it might be a little bit of category fraud, but she's up against Ariana Grande, Felicity Jones, Isabella Rossellini, and Zoe Saldana. Again, I think Zoe Saldana might be a little bit of category fraud. Might have actually been the lead character of that movie, even though it's called Amelia Perez. Isabella Rossellini, for the short amount of time she's on screen in Conclave, this could be a Lifetime Achievement Award, on top of recognizing her power in this movie. Felicity Jones, I think, recognizing that she is doing something she hasn't been able to do in a long time, where she's getting taken seriously to play a big role and have a big impact. This is a very complicated Oscars year. That's why I'm trying to get my opinions out there now and trying to think about it ahead of time. So that's why you're seeing this flurry of podcasts coming from me. But I think that's it for me. I'm really glad I got to see these 4 films. I think I at least can have a conversation now about The Girl with the Needle. Presence, I think, is really a unique experience. I think it and Nickel Boys both sort of choosing this POV style for different reasons. You have this real tension when you have actors stare down the camera, right down the barrel, and looking at you, right? In the Presence, I think we spend a lot of time where there's a presence that's viewing this, but it's like when they look at the presence, they're looking out at the audience. They're seeing us. It's a little bit of a fourth wall break without it being. And I think that's really impressive. So, yeah, that's it for me. Have a good week. I'll be back soon with another podcast. I have at least 4 or 5 more queued up, so I just have to have the time to do it. Thank you so much. Follow me on Blue Sky and Instagram, and I'm Robbie the Geek everywhere. And the podcast is Geek on Film and Geek on Film.com, depending on. Just search for Geek on Film, you'll find it. And if you find me, you'll always be able to find the podcast in my bio. So thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. This has been a Geek on Film podcast. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.